They filed a complaint about my holiday decorations, calling them too flashy and distracting. Laughing, they said, "This isn't Las Vegas." Their friend mocked, "Some people have no taste." I whispered, "You just made a big mistake." They were humiliated when my display won the neighborhood contest for best decorations. I never thought that decorating my house for the holidays would lead to such a mess. It all started when I decided to go all out with my Christmas lights. I mean, why not? The holidays are supposed to be festive, right? So I spent days setting up thousands of lights, inflatable snowmen, and even a synchronized music show. Kids loved it. Families would stop by, take pictures, and enjoy the display. It felt good to bring some joy to the neighborhood. But not everyone was happy. One evening, as I was adjusting some lights, my neighbor, Mr. Caldwell, walked over with his friend, Mrs. Thompson. They didn't look pleased. "Hey," I said, trying to be friendly. Mr. Caldwell frowned. "Your decorations are a bit much." Mrs. Thompson nodded. "It's like Vegas over here. Some people have no taste." I was taken aback. I didn't realize it was a problem. Mr. Caldwell sighed. "It's just too bright. Hard to sleep with all these lights." I nodded slowly. "I'll see what I can do." As they walked away, I muttered to myself, "This isn't over." I remembered there was a neighborhood holiday decorating contest. Winning it would show them that my display was appreciated. I added more to the display, a nativity scene, flying reindeer, and even a snow machine. The house was a winter wonderland. The night of the judging came. People gathered around my house, admiring the decorations. The next day, the results were announced. I won Best Decorations. I saw Mr. Caldwell and Mrs. Thompson later. They looked surprised. I just smiled and said, "Guess some people do have taste after all." From then on, they didn't say much about my decorations. Sometimes, standing your ground pays off. So yeah, I won the contest. You'd think that would be the end of it. A win, some claps, a trophy, and peace. Nope. A week after I won, I came home from work and saw something weird. My snow machine was tipped over. The nativity scene had baby Jesus face down in the fake snow, and one of the reindeer was missing an antler. At first, I thought maybe the wind did it. But then I saw the footprints. Big muddy boot prints. Leading straight to the decorations, then back toward the sidewalk. Someone had done this. On purpose. I checked my cameras, nothing. Someone had been smart enough to come in from the one blind spot on the side yard. I was pissed. I fixed everything. Replaced the reindeer antler with one from the garage. Got the snow machine back up and running. I told myself maybe it was just kids being stupid. Maybe a drunk teen. That kind of thing. Then it happened again. 2 nights later. This time they slashed one of the inflatable snowmen. Cut it right open. Flattened on the lawn like a popped balloon. They knocked down my candy cane lights and dumped something sticky on the fake presents by the mailbox. Smelled like syrup or soda. I didn't bother calling the cops. Not for this. I knew they wouldn't do anything. I knew in my gut it was them, Caldwell and Thompson. Or one of their friends. Who else had a reason? I didn't say anything. I didn't confront them. I watched. For 3 nights, I stayed up. Sat in my living room with the lights off. Kept my phone ready. On the 4th night, just past midnight, I saw someone moving in the yard. I stayed quiet, crept to the door, opened it just enough. There he was. Not Caldwell. Not Thompson. It was Rick. Rick from 2 houses down. Their buddy. He'd been at their house the night they mocked me. Always loud, always talking crap about everyone else's yard. He had a hoodie pulled up and a flashlight in one hand. He walked straight to my nativity scene again. I stepped out. Flashlight in his face. He froze. "You serious right now?" I said. My voice was low but sharp. Rick didn't say anything. Just blinked into the light. I took a photo. Just one. Clean shot. His face. Flashlight. The scene behind him. Then he ran. Didn't say a word. I didn't chase. Didn't need to. Next morning, I printed the photo. Blew it up to 8 by 10. Framed it. Put it right next to the nativity scene. Hung a little sign above it that said, "Caught in the act." Merry Christmas. It stayed there all week. Then things got worse. The HOA sent me a letter. Said my decorations were causing disturbance. That there had been multiple complaints. That my sign was not in the spirit of the season and not appropriate for public display. I laughed when I read it. Then I laughed harder when I saw the bottom of the letter, signed by Marla Caldwell, president of the HOA. I knew it was war now. This wasn't about lights. This was about control, pride, power, and I don't back down. After that letter, things got tense. People started whispering when I walked by. A few neighbors who used to smile and wave suddenly avoided eye contact. I noticed some of them had their own decorations dimmed down or taken down altogether. One house even pulled everything off the lawn overnight like they were scared of something. It didn't make sense. Until I got another letter. This one wasn't from the HOA. It was from the city. Investigation notice. Property violations, it read. Something about excessive light pollution and unsafe electrical practices. Apparently, someone had filed a formal complaint to the city's code enforcement office. Claimed my decorations were a public hazard. I was floored. This wasn't petty neighbor drama anymore. Someone was playing dirty. I checked with the city. Asked for a copy of the complaint. They wouldn't give me the name. But they did let something slip. The complaint came with a full printed report. With photos. Detailed descriptions. Times, dates. Multiple entries. That wasn't a concerned citizen. That was a campaign. And the real kicker? My decorations weren't in violation of anything. The inspector who came by told me, off the record, honestly, this is just someone trying to harass you. I smiled. I knew exactly what to do. The next day, I called up an old friend from high school, Ben. He's a graphic designer and web guy. Told him I needed a favor. We set up a website, maplestreetlights.com, uploaded videos of the decorations, a map of the neighborhood display, photos of families visiting. We added a little donation link for the local food pantry. Within 2 days, it was blowing up. People from all over town started showing up to see the display. Local news picked it up. Then a regional station. By the end of the week, I had people driving in from the next state over. Every night, my street was packed. Kids laughing, music playing, hot cocoa in hand. I watched from my porch as Caldwell stood in her doorway, arms folded. Thompson behind her, glaring like she'd just bitten into a lemon. And then, the final twist came from someone I didn't expect. Mrs. Alvarez. She lived at the corner. Quiet lady, probably in her 70s. Always polite, never involved in drama. She came up to me one evening holding a folded paper. I thought you should see this, she said. It was in my mailbox. No envelope. I opened it. My stomach twisted. It was a letter. Not signed. But it read like it was written by the same person who filed the city complaint. Accused me of disrupting the neighborhood, of trying to turn our street into a circus. But worse, way worse, it accused me of doing it for attention, saying I was exploiting the holidays to feel important, and forcing your sad little ego on everyone. It was personal. Deeply so. I looked up at Mrs. Alvarez. I got one too, she said. And so did the Donnellys. They were scared. Took their lights down. This wasn't just about me. Caldwell and her little group were trying to pressure the whole block. Scare people. Isolate me. That's when I knew I couldn't stop at decorations. This was going to be bigger. I had a plan. So yeah, I had a plan. First step, I doubled down. The day after I got that anonymous letter, I added even more decorations. An entire 12-foot nutcracker army lined my driveway. A projector on the roof shot falling snowflakes onto the street. I synced the lights to a playlist that played loud and proud, but never past 9 p.m. I stayed within every legal limit, every rule, but I pushed it right up to the edge. Then I made flyers. Holiday light walk, free hot cocoa, bring a toy for the local shelter. I posted them at coffee shops, grocery stores, libraries, gas stations, anywhere within 30 miles. I even made a Facebook event. I didn't charge a dime. Didn't want to. The attention? That was payment enough. Within a week, Traffic on my street was like a parade. Kids were singing. Parents were taking family photos. Local news came back. Then a blogger picked it up. Then a regional influencer. One night, I counted over 200 people on my lawn. But here's where it snapped. Mrs. Caldwell, president of the HOA, queen of passive-aggressive threats, decided she'd had enough. She came stomping down my driveway like a hurricane in a red coat. "You're destroying this neighborhood," she hissed. "I'm filing a restraining order for harassment." I didn't even flinch. "You mean the event that's raised over $6,000 for the shelter?" I said, holding up my phone. "Or the decorations that brought joy to people during a cold, lonely year?" She turned red. "You think you're clever?" I smiled. "No. I think I'm done playing nice." And then I handed her a stack of papers. Printed emails. Anonymous complaint letters. And one little surprise, a private investigator's report. Turns out, Rick, her buddy who trashed my decorations, was caught on another neighbor's security cam. And guess whose garage he walked into afterward? Hers. I sent copies to the HOA board, the city, and yes, the police. Rick got charged with trespassing and vandalism. And Marla Caldwell? Forced to resign as HOA president within the week. Public pressure. Too much heat. People finally saw through her act. But I wasn't innocent either. I learned that. Because after the dust settled, the lights packed up, the awards handed out, and the crowds gone, my lawn was trashed. Dead grass. Worn down soil. Trash everywhere. The neighbors liked the show, but some resented the chaos. Some felt I took it too far. That I turned the block into my personal stage. A few people stopped talking to me. Others just moved away the next year. The neighborhood was never the same. I kept the trophy. But I never did another big display again. Looking back, yeah, I went overboard. I let pride drive me just like they did. But I'd do it all again. Because the moment Caldwell stood on my lawn, furious, humiliated, powerless, that moment was the best damn Christmas gift I ever got.